For centuries the Roman Empire was the master of the world, and their legions were an unstoppable force and a perfect machine of conquest. And their discipline was legendary, but what would happen if an entire division of 10,000 battle-hardened soldiers simply vanished? And tonight we trace the footsteps of Rome's most enduring military mystery, which is the vanished legions. Our mystery begins in 53 BC on the dust-choked plains near Carrhae in what is now Turkey, where Marcus Licinius Crassus, who was one of Rome's most powerful men and part of the first triumvirate alongside Caesar and Pompey, led 7 legions on a disastrous campaign against the aggressive Parthian Empire. And driven by personal greed and towering ambition, Crassus ignored all warnings about the terrain and the enemy's cavalry strength. The result was a catastrophic defeat where almost 20,000 Roman soldiers were killed. But the fate of the remaining 10,000 men was far more complex, as they were captured and taken as prisoners of war. And then there was only silence, and their names disappeared from Rome's records, which was a painful and humiliating void that Augustus later tried to erase, but could never completely eliminate. So what happened to them? And the simplest and most brutal theory, which was the one Rome likely preferred to believe, was that they were absorbed, as the Parthians were known to use high-value Roman prisoners for forced labor or military service. And many likely died working in quarries or guarding remote forgotten outposts in the empire's vast interior. And they were intentionally erased, becoming nothing more than an anonymous trophy of Parthian victory. While this accounts for some, it doesn't explain the entirety of the missing 10,000, because such a large, cohesive group of trained soldiers would have left some more substantial trace. And this lack of an easy answer is precisely why historians began looking further east, searching for a more extraordinary and truly baffling answer. Decades after the Battle of Carrhae, Emperor Augustus finally negotiated the return of some Roman standards. But the men themselves were gone, and where did the Parthians send them? As most historians believe, the prisoners were transferred deep into the Parthian Empire's far eastern frontier to the region of Margiana, near modern Turkmenistan. But this is where the Roman trail ends and the Chinese historical record begins. In 36 BC, over 15 years after Carrhae, the Han Dynasty chroniclers recorded a peculiar battle against the Xiongnu, and in the enemy's service they noted a foreign unit that fought using a strange and highly disciplined formation, which was a fish-scale pattern of interlocking shields. And this was a classic Roman testudo formation, which was a sight that should have been impossible 4,000 miles from Rome. And these foreign soldiers were captured and settled in a garrison town which was eventually named Lijian. For centuries, locals in the Gansu province of Lijian have told legends of foreign ancestors, and intriguingly, some modern villagers exhibit European physical traits, including light hair and blue or green eyes. So could these truly be the descendants of Crassus's lost legions? And DNA testing has confirmed European ancestry in some of the local population, supporting the idea of ancient cross-cultural mixing, while definitive proof linking them directly back to the Carrhae battle is still elusive. As a crucial missing piece remains the incredible coincidence of the Roman battle formation and the presence of European DNA in a town named Lijian, which was the ancient Chinese name for Rome, is a historical shiver that cannot be ignored. Whether they met their end in Parthian mines, or were absorbed into Eastern armies, or founded a secret small lineage in China, the missing legions of Carrhae represent more than just a military loss, as they represent the unknown edges of history, which are the moments when vast empires lost control and trained men became whispers. And we may never have definitive proof of their final destination, but the search itself reminds us how much knowledge is still hidden beneath the dust of time. This story demands from us a deep reflection on the glory and fall of empires, and on the people who disappeared in history, and the possibility that 10,000 soldiers were not simply erased from the records, but may have started new lives in a new land. Shows that history is not just a record of victors, but also a story of the defeated and the lost, and the possibility that Rome's proud legions may have lived on through generations in a small Chinese village. suggests that connections between civilizations were far more complex and extensive than we think. The defeat at the Battle of Carrhae was a great shock to the Roman Empire. But the journey that began with that defeat may have created a cultural fusion that no one expected. And if soldiers from the west took root in the eastern land and formed a new identity there, this would be remarkable evidence of human adaptability and the will to survive. And it would be a case showing how individual destinies can unfold in unexpected directions within the great flow of history. When the residents of Li Jian village today learned of the possibility that their ancestors might have been Roman legionaries, and some were skeptical, their reactions were varied as some were proud, and scientists continue to research to find more evidence. But perfect proof seems difficult because 2,000 years is a time that has erased and mixed many things. But regardless of the completeness of evidence, the lesson this story gives us is clear: that history does not belong only to victors, and that the defeated also make history in their own way, and that what appears to be lost can survive in other forms, and that the boundaries between civilizations are far more fluid and permeable than we think. The story of the vanished Roman legions has become more than just a mystery, as it has become a symbol showing the complexity and connectivity of human history. And while exactly where and how they ended their lives remains a mystery, the possibility that their existence became a bridge connecting East and West expands our perspective on viewing history, and reminds us how important understanding the past is for understanding the present and preparing for the future.